Jianhua sighed and said, "Don't mention it, that company is too bad. I'm about to resign and go to Shin Company to try. I heard that our university classmate Chang Han was a senior manager there. Now it's pretty good. Unexpectedly, this kid could have this ability." "Oh, Stephen smiled awkwardly. His relationship with Chang Han was not good, so Chang Han was not invited to this party. However, Jianhua and Chang Han are very close. If they go to Shin Company and have Chang Han's support, they must be able to mix in a good position." Elsa also said thoughtfully, "I heard that Shin Company in Orus Hill is also a good large company, and it is quite strong. I can't expect Chang Han to mix so well now." Claire suddenly froze when she heard Shin Company. After breaking with the Wilson family, she was expelled from the Wilson Group. In order to find a job, she has put in a lot of resumes these days, one of which is Shin Company. Thinking of this, Claire smiled and said, "It just so happens that I have to apply for a job at Shin Group. If it passes, we will work in a company in the future." Juan on the side asked in astonishment, "In the beginning, you have been in the Wilson Group. Well, why should you go to Shin Company to submit your resume?" Claire said helplessly, "I have drawn a clear line from the Wilson family now, so I have to go out and find a new job, otherwise I can't support my family." When Juan heard this, she looked at Charlie's eyes full of contempt. "Charlie, look at how hard it was in the beginning. As a man, you actually let your woman fall to this point. You are too useless." The relationship between Jianhua and Charlie is not good, so she laughed unscrupulously. "Charlie, or go to Chang Han's company to apply. Although with your ability, you can only be a cleaner. But for the face of old classmates, it's okay to let you be a cleaning supervisor." Charlie said lightly, "You should keep this good thing for yourself, I'm not interested." Seeing him so unappreciative, Jianhua said uncomfortably, "Charlie, I know you have a strong self-esteem, but you see now, everyone is better than you. I advise you to recognize the reality." Stephen frowned and said, "Okay, today is the day of our classmates' reunion. Don't run against Charlie like this." After that, Stephen said apologetically to Charlie, "Charlie, you must not take to your heart. Juan and Jianhua are so straightforward." Juan snorted coldly and said, "Stephen, who made Charlie this rubbish, always look calm and unreliable. He has no ability, and he is quite good at pretending to be compelling." Jianhua added disdainfully, "He is just a poor DCK." Charlie's eyes were very cold, but looking at Stephen's face, he didn't bother to be familiar with these two idiots. Seeing this, Juan and Jianhua looked down on Charlie even more. They were ridiculed. They didn't even dare to put a *T. They were a waste. Jianhua continued sarcastically, "Hey, if you want me to tell you, Claire is really blind. If so many good boys in our class don't look for her, why did she pick a rag like Charlie?" As he was speaking, at this moment, the door of the box was suddenly pushed open. Boom! Several sturdy men in black broke into the box, and one of them, a young man with a cigarette in his head, said coldly, "Get out of here, I want this box." Jianhua frowned and said, "What are you doing? Didn't you see us eating?" After speaking, he patted the table and said, "This is the Fenglin Hotel. Don't you understand the rules of first come first come first? First come first?" The young man with a cigarette holding a small inch walked up to Jianhua and slapped him directly. Jianhua fell to the ground, his face swollen immediately. "UFC King pretend to be forceful with me? I'm the FC King Leopard Lin under Orville. Who the H*LL are you? Leopard Lin?" Jianhua held his face, his eyes panicked. Leopard is a famous leader in this area. Although it's not a big deal in Orus Hill, it is a person who no one can afford to offend. "Sorry Leopard, let's go now, let's go." Leopard sneered and looked at the crowd cursing, "What are you doing in a daze? Don't get out of here." Elsa and Claire panicked, and subconsciously hid behind Charlie. Charlie looked at Leopard Lin and said coldly, "For Mr. Orville's face, you get out now, I can spare your life." "FCK, Charlie. You're FC King crazy. This is Leopard, Brother Leopard." "Sorry Brother Leopard, we are not familiar with this Charlie, just ask him if you have anything, don't hurt us." Jianhua and Juan criticized Charlie for being bloody. What AF*C King pretense, this is Orville's leopard. It's a murderous person who has seen blood. You don't want to look to him like this unless you are looking for death. However, the man named Leopard hesitated. He looked at Charlie as if he was thinking of something. His expression suddenly changed and he said tentatively, "You are Charlie Wade?" Leopard has been following Orville for a long time. He had the privilege of hearing Charlie's name, and then suddenly remembered. Charlie said coldly, "Could there be two other Charlie Yes in Orus Hill?" Leopard was struck by thunder, and immediately knelt on the ground. "I'm sorry, Mr. Wade, I didn't know that it were you, master. I deserve 1,000,000 deaths." Jianhua watched this scene and said blankly, "Brother Leopard, is there any misunderstanding? It's true that this person is called Charlie, but he is just a rubbish son-in-law, not a master at all." Leopard Lin turned pale when he heard this, and kicked Jianhua to the ground. "Be it starred, your mother, are you looking for death? Dare to insult Mr. Wade and see if I won't kill you today." Although Leopard can be regarded as the #1 person in the surrounding area, he knew in his heart that he was a dog of Orville, and facing Charlie, Orville had to kneel and lick, and he was even qualified to lick the bottom. Dare not have it. And you BTCH, UFC King dare to insult Mr. Wade. While talking, Leopard turned his head and gave Juan a slap, bleeding her mouth.